His first name is Roland.
Yes.
Roland Champ Bailey.
Well, I can promise you his first name isn't Boss.
And also, he holds many NFL records. One of them, he was the youngest guy ever to intercept 3 passes in a game. He was 21 years old back in 1999 when he intercepted 3 passes against the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously, heading for a Hall of Fame career. And he's having another standout season. 12 times he has been selected to the Pro Bowl, certainly heading to the Hall of Fame, but he's not worried about this right now. Right now, it's the Baltimore Ravens, and that's all Champ Bailey is concerned about. He joins us now on Afternoon Drive. Champ, Mark McIntosh, Eric Goodman, thanks for joining us, buddy.
Oh, good to be with you. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, Champ, it's Eric Goodman. And I was here when you went to the AFC Championship game against Pittsburgh. How different does it feel today leading up to your first game in the playoffs and a possible run to the Super Bowl than it did back then when you did make it to the title game?
Well, I think we definitely have a better team. Now, I can tell you one thing about back then. We kind of lost focus, I think, a little bit during that week. You know, because Pittsburgh came in here 60 and upset Indy. You know, I kind of think we got complacent, you know, about where we were, and we were the 2 seed, and we're playing at home. I mean, we were expecting to go on the road. So, you know, I think our mindset is a lot different than it was back then.
So, Champ, given that, and you being one of the leaders of this team, what have you said to your teammates to make sure that does not happen Saturday against the Baltimore Ravens?
Well, one thing Coach Fox has done a good job of is making sure we understand this is a week-to-week thing, and, you know, we got to take care of business of what's in front of us and not look beyond that. And, you know, I think the fact that we have a really good group of young guys that play a lot and they play well, and they play well all 16 games, there's not a lot that has to be said. It's just making sure that you don't, you know, see things like that. And I haven't seen it. You know, guys are dialed in, focused. I mean, guys understand the opportunities we have, and nobody wants to mess it up.
I don't think that you guys look any different than you did the first time you played against Baltimore. You were really good when you played them, and you're really good right now and possibly even better. Does this Ravens team look better today than it did compared to the first time you played them?
Yeah, to me they do. They're making the plays that they had been making, you know, in their other wins. You know, you watch them the last 2 weeks. I mean, they're making plays down the field. I mean, they look like a more explosive team, and that's what we saw on tape going into that game. And I know that, you know, we minimize those big plays. That's how you can beat this team. But, you know, you let them get plays over the top, it's going to be a long day.
We're talking with Champ Bailey, Broncos defensive back. Broncos getting ready for the Ravens Saturday, 2:30 at Sports Authority Field. And Champ, when we talk to people all over the nation who are NFL insiders and everything, a lot of people talk about the rise of the Broncos defense has been really the thing that has taken this team. I think everybody realized once Peyton Manning saw that he was healthy, they understood that the offense was going to be pretty prolific, but it's been the defense that has been maybe surprising to people around the country. Was there a time in this season that you saw that this defense had a chance to rise to the level it has? Was there a particular play, a game, a moment?
I think coming into the year, I knew we had a shot to be great. Well, one thing I was very confident about is our pass rush. Mm-hmm. And I always tell the guys up front, I mean, we're only going to play as good as you play. And when that guys up front getting after the quarterback, and I think the biggest question mark we had was, you know, can we stop the run consistently? And throughout my career here, we haven't done that in any years. I mean, we've been pretty good here and there, but just consistently do it, and we've been able to do that, and I think that's what's propelled us to be one of the better defenses.
A couple of years ago, you had a decision to make whether or not you would stay with the Broncos organization, team coming off a 4-12 record. John Elway takes over. How much doubt did you have back then that this team could be where it is today?
You know, I didn't know how quick we could turn it around, but I just remember a conversation I had with another potential free agent corner that ended up going somewhere else. He was talking to me about, man, we already made a lot of money. We need to go somewhere where we can win championships and stuff like that. I mean, we even talked about playing together and all kind of stuff. And I was like, I don't really want to just go try to chase it because things can get turned around real fast. And just so happened, here we are, got a first week bye in the playoffs, and he's at home, because we've been chasing it. And I'll never forget that because I love it here, and I always felt like if I play where I want to play and not worry about, the winning part, it'll happen to me at some point.
Did you feel that way last year when the team was 1-4?
Oh, I mean, trust me, we were down. And, I didn't know how to, react to that.
Right.
All I knew is just to keep my nose down, keep working. And, things always pan out. Hard work ends up showing up in the end anyway. So, that's the way I approach everything.
Champ, 14 years in the league, and you mentioned this earlier when you said that, opportunities like you guys have right now don't come a-knocking all the time. And so for you veterans like yourself and Peyton Manning and Keith Brooking and Mike Adams and Brandon Stokely, what's been the message to these young guys? You don't want to beat them over the head with it, but you also at the same time want them to understand that, hey, guys, this may never happen again. And so we have got to be locked and loaded here.
Well, like I said, they've been pretty good up to this point. And we've said it, generally to make sure everybody hears that. And, you'll hear a couple of stories from some of the vets just, about how long it's been since they've been in the playoffs. Or like Mike Adams, this is his first year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
This is his ninth season, I think. It's crazy how these opportunities are so slim. And I think when guys play with guys like Mike Adams and myself, I've had droughts in my career where I haven't been to the playoffs. I mean, you tell those guys like that, that's the only way that they understand. But they'll get it once they get older and they have a few droughts here and there on other teams. Obviously not here.
Champ, I know you're focused, and that's what makes you a great player and a surefire first ballot Hall of Famer. But is it hard in your own time when you're, say, sitting on your couch, not to fantasize, knowing how good this team is, about holding up that trophy?
That's really what it's all about. If you haven't dreamed about it, you don't really want it. That's plain and simple. Everybody on this team, I'm sure, has had a dream about it or thought about holding up that trophy. But, I think the thing that it always comes back to is making sure you take care of business, and that'll all work itself out.
Part of the rise of this defense, as you mentioned, the guys up front have done a great job, but the continued emergence of Chris Harris, the continued improvement of Tony Carter, and we've had them both on the show, and they both are highly complimentary of Champ Bailey and how you have helped them develop. But as the elder statesman, as the older brother, as the mentor to them, what in particular have they done this year that you're like, wow, these guys have really taken big strides forward?
I've seen both of them since they were rookies. And one thing that's real similar about them is they work hard, they don't say much, and they just understand that the opportunities, they have to take advantage of them. And I think that's the thing that I'm most proud of is when they got their opportunity, they seized the moment, and there's no looking back. That's how guys make a name for themselves in this league is when you have your opportunities, you take advantage of it. And that's the thing that I'm most proud of because, some guys don't get them, some guys do. But when you get them, you got to take advantage of it.
I remember during training camp, you and I sat down at one of the benches, and I said, why do you think you have a solid chance to win a Super Bowl? And you looked at me and said, 18. And I knew what you meant, and that's all you really had to say. But having a guy like him on the other side of the line, is he kind of like a security blanket where if things go bad, you always know you can go back to him because you feel good that you're going to feel good about yourself if you just hold that blanket?
I got to say, we don't even look at it that way. We try not to depend on our offense to bail us out. And I think as a defensive player, if you have that kind of mindset, that you have to go out there and make the game what it is. You have to dominate, set the tone, and you're going to play great defense. That comes from preparation, film study, all that stuff combined makes you play well on Sunday. And when you can, detail it like that and have that mindset, you don't have to worry about who's on the other side. Now, I'm not stupid. I know what we got, and I'm glad we do, but we're not going to lean on him for everything.
Champ, one of the big stories the last couple of days has been what is unfolding in Washington with RG3 and the injury and the kind of the battle of, a player who obviously is important to his team and he wants to get out there and help. And should a team be more cognizant of how injured they are? Your thoughts about what's unfolding back there?
Well, it all depends on how injured he was. If it's a typical injury that people just don't play with, or it can end up damaging something else, then you got to pull him. But if they felt like it couldn't get any worse than what it has at this point, and they felt good about that, then, let him play. But because I know as a player, you're going to do whatever it takes to get out there. But obviously he didn't look right. And, if that's one of my guys, especially a franchise player like he's going to be, you got to get him out of there.
Yeah.
All right, one more thing, at least from me. I know you're focused on the task at hand, and I know you're going to say, because it's the right thing to say, that you don't care who you play in the AFC Championship game. Because, whoever you play, you'll take whatever path you can to get to the Super Bowl. But is there a part of you that wants the Patriots again after the last 3 meetings?
Well, like you kind of mentioned, I'm not going to look at the Ravens.
Oh, come on, Jay.
I tried.
It really doesn't matter. They both beat us, so it really doesn't matter.
So you're not.
It really doesn't.
You're not going to bite like Anquan Bolden bit yesterday.
I don't know what made him bite, but that's just not my style.
He bit, yeah. Hey, Champ, we know you're a busy guy. We appreciate your time. Best of luck on Saturday.
All right, I appreciate it, guys. Good talking to you.
Thanks,
Champ.
Champ Bailey.
Took a shot. I took a shot.
Yeah.
After the game on Saturday, everyone's going to be asking him that question. I'm sure I'll be standing.